Hi everyone, welcome to my DIY bling video. I'm using borax to create crystals. I only learnt about this recently. I must have been asleep in science class. It's very cool and I've added it to quite a few things already, and it's been a bit of a learning curve with some mistakes and some redos, but anyway, that's how life is. It rocks and rolls. My fails were that I didn't have the water hot enough to dissolve the amount of borax I had. So I went to YouTube and I came across Destructive Creativity. I will tag him, and he goes through and he explains the solubility curve for borax and what temperature it needs to be for the amount of borax you've got to dissolve it. So, yeah, anyway, carrying on. My second fail was when it came to the object itself, I used things that were too smooth. So you'll see in this one that I am using wire. I thought I could get away with it, but it just fell off the one that was on unpainted. So that's probably why most people use a material when doing this, but it did work out in the end. So that's cool. So with the bodice, I actually don't think I even sprayed it, and it seemed to stick all right to that. So I'm wondering if there was some texture on the surface that I didn't actually notice when I was dipping it into the water. So all in all, this plastic bodice turned out all right, and well, especially for the first time. I am debating about doing it again to see if I can get bigger crystals and perhaps giving it a surface where the borax will actually stick to better. I am actually making another video with these bodices where I'm going to do this little craft kit, or whatever. It's not even a kit really, it's just a bodice, but I'm going to do them 3 different ways. Yeah, it was just something I thought of when I was perusing the shops at Christmas time. So as I said before, this was one of my learning curves. The icicle, or the piece of wire that I hadn't painted, all the borax just chipped right off, but the one that I did paint actually came out perfect, and I used it on my Christmas tree. The next items I tried were a earring, which although was smooth, did have texture on the surface, and a feather. I didn't have to worry about the feather. The borax would cling to that, no worries. And it did. It was again in my early stages of using the borax, and I didn't hang them properly, and the borax and the water wasn't hot enough to melt the borax, so I didn't have a proper chemical reaction going on, and I didn't have a deep enough container, so the bottom of the earring and the feather attached to the bottom to where all the borax was settling and formed itself into one complete unit. So when I went to when I went to remove it, I actually had to break it off, which broke some of the borax off a couple of the objects. I thought I might try colouring the borax. As you can see, the red earring in the background, that was actually I put something in the water. I think that was just paint that I put in that water. I did try food colouring and ink, and they all came out kind of weakish. So what I thought I would do is see how the alcohol inks went on them. This is an earring that I'm painting with the purple, and To begin with, I went in with the straight alcohol ink and it was too strong. So I've just watered it down, so to speak, with isopropyl alcohol. And I am going in with that to finish the rest off. This is the red earring that I was mentioning, that the colour was in the water with the borax solution. So I'm going in with an alcohol ink over this just to give it a bit more depth of colour. This feather had a little bit of colour in places, so I'm just going in with another watered down version of the red ink just to even out the tone of it. I really love this light pink feather. I think it turned out fantastically. The crystals are quite predominant. This next project was a Christmas star that I picked up on sale, and I thought it would look really cool covered in the borax crystals. Food pouches are where I did my second round of earrings and feathers, and they made excellent containers because they've got depth and they're not very wide, so I didn't need a big solution for it to soak in. This is the second time that I've added borax to the star. The first time it just flaked off because it was such a smooth surface, so I've actually essentially sprayed it, dipped it in dirt, sprayed it again to hold the dirt on a little bit, and I'm trying that to see if the borax will adhere. The layer of dirt worked a treat, although you can see it through the borax, but this I thought was going to happen, and I wasn't too worried because I always wanted to add a colour to it, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't like the red, it looks anemic, I think, so I soon just diluted that away and went in with the purple in varying shades, and I think that it has come out really amazing. And I've also done a little bit of research. Apparently the borax will break down over time, so they do say you can protect it with some nail polish or dip it in resin or some varnish spray, enamel varnish spray. They said I haven't done that as yet, so I don't know how it works. I guess I will do, but I guess it's going to be a little bit of trial and error with that as well. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I had a blast playing with the borax, and I've still got a couple of projects left for it. Yeah, so thanks for watching.